Jay, just about the patience needed to kind of be you right in this scenario and battle through the things that you have, I guess, and after you get your opportunity, how rewarding, I guess, it is for you in this situation?
Yeah, well, it's kind of been the same scenario all 4 years where luckily we've had a really talented catching core. So there's options there, and that's like with our team this year especially, with as much depth as we have, it's important for a long season. It's rewarding because I didn't ever stop. I think that's the most important part of it. And yeah, just being patient and working on what I need to on a daily basis, and then letting it take its course on the long run.
Why didn't you stop?
I mean, I've put almost 20 years into this already. Why am I going to stop now? And the more I've gotten back into it, I had a tough time when I was hurt, like being able to watch games and being able to be around, like even the team, because it just hurt. Like I knew I couldn't contribute. I knew I couldn't be a part of it. So the more I've been around it, the more appreciative and thankful I am. Whether it's a pinch hit at bat, whether it's just me hanging out with the team, it's just become important to me from a gratitude standpoint.
And you got a lot of dudes in the same boat with you too. If you think about it, like guys that fought through injury and never having that opportunity. Obviously, that has to help, right? Encourage you and encourage them.
Right. Yeah. Like you said, we're on the same boat, and there was multiple people in the same position, whether it be Beloso, Alex, and we're tight knit, so we knew that the opportunity would come. It was just important for us to be diligent with our daily work and continue to be upbeat. And I mean, when we weren't playing, our job was to support the team. That's just as simple as it was, and work on what we need to, and then when we get in there, provide for the team and go forward.
Jay was talking last week about how you could have entered the transfer portal. Like, why stay at LSU for your last year?
Yeah, I definitely debated it, but I think when it comes down to it, when you looked at our roster, there wasn't much that could really compare. Obviously, we've lost some people, but I think from a depth standpoint, it's the most deep team that we've had in a long time. So I knew that would be special. I really just love the group of guys. Like I said, like I told Michael, I'm not going to quit. So it was important for me to see it through because I came here with a goal to win a national championship. And we had a few tough years, but I think this was our best chance to really go after that goal. And so I didn't feel like it would be the right move to necessarily, even with the situation I'm in, I didn't want that to affect anything. I just wanted what was best for this team for us to win. So.
What was your injury this fall?
I think I pulled a hamstring. That was the only big thing. But other than that, I've been relatively healthy.
What's the laundry list before that?
3 knee surgeries, Tommy John, a lot. But like I said, I mean, it's been a tough track of a few years. But coming out of the other side of it, it's just more grateful than I could ever be.
You talk about that lineup. How affirming is it that you are now in it and contributing, right? Like, if they're that good and you're still part of it now, what does that say to you about your skill set?
I've never doubted what I can do. I had a problem in the past, like really trying to force things and make something happen versus now I know what I'm capable of. I trust myself, and when I get out there, I just want to let it happen. I don't want to feel like I'm trying to make anything happen. It's affirming because, I mean, when you look down at the bottom of the lineup and you see me hitting by Jared Jones with Paxton Kling last night behind me, I feel like as a pitcher that's not fun to deal with.
Alex Milazzo, obviously, you two have been through this program for quite a few years together. What are you seeing out of him this year? Like, what's different about him, if anything, and what's it like to see him excel?
It's awesome. I mean, he's become one of my best friends. I'm going to be at his wedding at one point. Like, it's cool to see because not only have we been here for 4 years together, he's seen me struggle. I've seen him struggle. I've seen him at highs. I've seen him at lows, vice versa. Offensively, he looks so much better. Swings better. His swing decisions are cleaned up. Defensively, he's receiving better. He's always been a great catcher. But to see him swing the bat the way he is, it's really cool.
What makes him a good receiver, do you think?
He's always been a good catcher since we were, 12 years old. He's always been very highly touted defensively. And it's cool to see him progress with the bat as well. Because him and I, we go through a pregame routine together every day. We're hanging out with each other all the time. But we help each other offensively, defensively. Like, we're consistent. Me and him were talking when I was catching last night when he was in the dugout. Like, just communicating. It's important to have people around you that can help propel you forward, because sometimes you can't do it all by yourself.
Talk about Brady, where he's at now, and what can you see? What do you imagine him in the future?
I think he's going to be a very high draft pick. He's very talented. There's not anything behind the plate that he can't do. He's going to be better defensively, better offensively. His main thing is just health, obviously, but it's very high ceilings for him.
That moment he had against Ole Miss a few weeks ago, I mean, did that make the decision to come here or come back for this season just all the more worth it in that one swing? Let's talk about that moment.
It was cool, but I'm not going to necessarily base that decision off one swing. You know what I mean? I think it was rewarding, I'd say, and it was a cool experience because I felt like the guys were more happy about it than I was, which was really cool to see. I think just the daily progress and not losing sight of that has been more rewarding than, say, just one at bat or one game. But yeah.
What do you expect to see from this all-around team?
I haven't done the research like Coach Jay and Coach Wes and Coach Jordan have. But I mean, they went and took 2 or 3 from South Carolina. Like I was just listening to Coach say, there's not a team in this league that you can take lightly. They came here and handed it to us last year. So this isn't something you can take lightly regardless of what team it is.
How do you feel in what areas do you feel like you've grown the most this year? Threw 2 guys out last night, and we all kind of knew you could hit home runs based off of last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think defensively, I've just become a lot more controlled, a lot calmer. I would get real antsy and spastic. I think I'm just a lot more collected with myself. Offensively, I think my swing decisions are a lot better. I'm not chasing as much. I think defensively, that's been the biggest thing, just slowing down and, like I said, letting things happen instead of trying to force it and make everything happen on one pitch.
what is having?
Were there any nerves when you were inserted into the lineup heading into Ole Miss?
I don't know. There's always nerves, I feel like, for every at-bat. I wasn't nervous. I was more excited. And like I said, I trust myself, my abilities, the work I've put in. So every at-bat, I feel like I'm going to do something productive for the team.
What does having a catching coach this year do for you personally?
Like Coach Johnson said, we get reports right after the game. We have a very thorough schedule of what we're doing for that day, things we need to improve on, areas of the zone that maybe we didn't get strikes called. Stuff like that's, I think, important to be able to bounce back ideas and thoughts off someone. Just because, like I said, when you kind of going through that by yourself, it's kind of tough to really have a gauge on it. And he watches a ton of video. He watches every game by every pitch. So I trust him and all the other coaches. Cool. Thank you, guys.